Dun Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's biggest news stories, this week's gaming announcements, and a few of this week's new video game releases. But do me a quick favor, if this is your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. And we are going to start with Gamescom. The huge gaming event that takes place yearly in Germany is the biggest gaming event in the world. The event kicked off this week with Opening Night Live, where we got updated looks at upcoming games, as well as some brand new game reveals. Overall, I found the showcase pretty underwhelming, with the highlights being new trailers for Indiana Jones and Little Nightmares 3. Also, we got a pretty awesome looking action-packed trailer for the first Berserker, Kazan. Now, we also got another specialized Nintendo Direct, where we did not get any new games shown, but instead, we got our first look at the awesome-looking, super cool Nintendo Museum, which is opening on October 2nd in Kyoto, Japan. And this thing just looked like a lot of fun. It shows off the history of Nintendo even far beyond video games, with interactive showcases and much more, and this definitely jumped on to my bucket list. Now, probably the biggest news that came out of the Gamescom opening night showcase came during one of the final games shown and one of my most anticipated games this year. We finally received the release date for the upcoming Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The game will be available for Xbox Series systems, PC, as well as a day one release on Game Pass on December 9th. But then, in a surprise announcement that pretty much sent the internet ablaze, it was announced that Xbox will also be releasing the game on the PlayStation 5 in the spring of 2025. Next up, let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now, The Plucky Squire is an indie game I feel like I have been eagerly anticipating a chance to get my hands on forever. Well, this week we finally received a release date, and the good news is we're just going to have to wait a couple weeks because it's releasing on September 17th. The game looks like a really fun 3D action-adventure platformer where you can jump between the main 3D world and different planes, like Books, where it completely changes the gameplay style. The game it just looks like a lot of fun, and it is scheduled to release on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox Series systems, and it will be a day one release on PlayStation Plus. Now, we also got the reveal trailer for the previously discussed Backyard Sports Games Return. The short trailer does not show any gameplay or where the games will be playable, but it does show an animated intro for an apparent game of baseball. Hopefully there will be more than just baseball, and it will not end up just being a mobile game. Now, what was probably the second biggest announcement at the Gamescom opening night ceremony was a teaser for Borderlands 4. The game was teased in a tweet or, whatever they call those things on X last week, and we did discuss that. But the game did get officially with a short teaser that didn't show much, but it did say that the game will be releasing in 2025. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. Now, the big release this week was Black Myth Wukong. It had a huge release this week, setting records on Steam. The game is available now on the PlayStation 5 as well as PC, with the Xbox Series version coming later this year. The game is an action role-playing game based on the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, and this game looks impressive. It has some of the best looking boss battles I've seen since Elden Ring. Now, Stumble Guys finally released this week on the Nintendo Switch. The game is also available on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, and even mobile. The free-to-play game is an online elimination-style platformer, with each round being either a race, obstacle course, or surviving a minigame to be the last player standing, in the same style of games like Fall Guys and This game's a lot of fun, and Switch gamers are going to have a lot of fun playing it. Now, Tiebreak released this week for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, as well as Xbox Series systems. The game is an ultra-realistic tennis game with 120 of the world's best tennis players and 90 official tournaments, making this the premier tennis game for realistic tennis gameplay. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on August 23rd. The week started with us hopping on a plane as we headed to sunny Southern California to visit the happiest place on earth. Then, Gamescom kicked off with, well, a pretty disappointing opening night live showcase, and the week ended with us returning home and jumping into all the news we missed, and of course, Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shoge World, out.